Here at X-Train, you can add learning buddies. It's so easy. Step 1, click on your buddy's profile. Step 2, click the Add to Friends button. Step 3, watch for an activation email and activate it. I have more than 50,000 friends on MySpace, and I hope to get even more learning buddies. Oh, add me! I can be your learning buddy. Oh yeah? I'm much better on X-Train than on a skateboard.
Now, finally, we're going to talk about news aggregation. My name is Giovanni Gallucci. We're talking about social media and how you can use it as a platform for your marketing and online advertising initiatives. One of them is you got to get the word out as quickly as possible. The shelf life that you have on a news story, save some very rare cases, is typically about 12 to 24 hours. If you can't generate enough digs to get your story moving higher and higher within the recently posted news items and then trying to make its way over to the home page, if you can't generate the momentum within the first 12 to 24 hours, the thing's pretty much going to be dead on arrival. I don't know why that rule is the way it is. I don't know where it comes from, but I've seen it time and time again, and I've also had other folks that work with Dig say the same thing. So our experience tells us that you have a fairly short window in order to get this thing moving up in the right direction to get it on the home page. So how do we do that? Well, you saw me use Twitter. If you are posting a blog post and you're working within a medium or large size company, you've got a group of folks there that have I wouldn't say obligation, but you would say hopefully that they would champion the cause of trying to get the word out for you and helping you in promoting the company that's helping pay their mortgage. So if you have a lot of folks internally at a company that use instant messaging and chat, you might send them a note saying, hey, can you go and send them the link to the Dig story and ask them to dig in and ask them to ask the other people around them to do the same thing. How much does it take to get there? That's an interesting question. Nobody knows. But again, based upon experience, what we've seen is that within that first 12 to 24 hours, if you can generate 80 to 120 digs, you have an extremely good chance of finding your way to the home page. Now, some of the things that might prevent you from getting there is making your way up that up to the home page and being buried by several people within Dig. I have heard that in order to make it to the home page, employees at Dig have to manually approve the content before it moves there. So you may have something on your article that is deemed not appropriate or not good enough to be on the home page by the internal Dig employees. There's nothing you can do about that. But hard and fast rules that we've seen in experience is you got about 12 hours to get this done. You got to get as many votes or digs as you possibly can. What's the magic number? Nobody knows, but it's between 80 and 120. I've seen that if I can get close to 80 digs for every article, I'm going to at least make it to the home page, and then at that point in time, it's going to live or die on its own merit. Most articles, if you don't give them any help or any assistance, they don't stand a chance of making it to the home page. So you got to do what you can to at least give it a fighting chance. I'm going to refresh the page here and see what's happened. Anybody coming through for me? No, not yet. Whew, that's embarrassing. That's a letdown. What time is it? See, people are at work. They should be there doing this for me, but they're not. That's very disappointing. Anyway, I'll get over that tonight. I'm sure I'll find a way to get to sleep. Let's get back over to our deck here and let's cover the last slide or two and finish up this class, finish up the chapter, and then we can move on to the next area of social media optimization. Very quickly, this will be the fastest slide in the entire series. Users, people on the internet. Your demographic is people on the internet. And the reason being is that whether folks are looking at any one of the 4 news aggregation sites that I mentioned or some other one, this is essentially news to a user. They don't know that they're using a social media tool or a social networking tool. So again, just like I mentioned with blogs, give me a subject matter, give me an age range, give me a topic that you want to cover, and I can point you to a news aggregation site that's going to suit your needs, or at least an area within a site that's going to suit your needs. And what are the opportunities here? Again, I showed you one way that would just be a way to generate raw traffic to your site, and again, it's a branding tool. Content distribution, if you've got press releases, if you've got blog postings, if you have internal employees that are writing articles for industry magazines or general magazines that have online access to them, use these news aggregation sites to get the word out about the employee or the article or blog posting or whatever you're putting out there. Same thing goes for the press releases. This also serves obviously as a bookmarking tool. Whenever you go and you add these pages to a news aggregation site, you have the exact same effect as you do with a social bookmarking site. And people can find this stuff and the search engines are going to crawl it. So you're getting backlinks when you do this. Some of the sites will give you no follow links, which means the search engines won't crawl them and you won't get any love from them. But some of them will take those off, so you will get the benefit. But across the board, if you've got content on these sites, people very well are likely to follow those links, so at least it's another doorway to your site. A word of caution, if you start generating a lot of activity, it can quickly overwhelm your IT department to the extent that the example I used crashed the servers of the company that we did that for 4 times before the traffic died off. So be prepared that if it works, it's really going to work. And frankly, if you generate so much traffic and interest in something about your company that's positive and it crashes your servers, that's a problem I think most people would be willing to have. The last thing I'm going to mention is, within these areas, it's very easy to go for the long tail, which means subjects that aren't going to be trafficked or searched very much on the internet, but they can still deliver relevant traffic for you. And then especially like within Newsvine and some other sites, they have areas within those news aggregation sites that are specific to metropolitan geographic areas or specific states or specific cities. So that kind of works into the long tail, but if you've got a local business, that can be really effective for you to go and post stories in a local area because, again, since it's going to generate a lot less traffic than the overall website, you have a much higher chance of that showing up on the homepage for that category and staying there. And the traffic at that point, if it's local users or people interested in your local economy or your local market, chances are they're going to be more highly qualified for you. So that's all I've got on text-based social networking and social media. That obviously finishes up this first or the second class of the social networking and social media. Come back for the next class and we're going to start jumping into some rich media and talking about how we can use those platforms to extend your brand and to extend your message. We'll see you at the next class.